Good morning, friends. Today we are going to discuss on basics of electrocardiogram. By this module, the objective is to learn about the conducting system of the heart and basics of the waves in the electrocardiogram. This picture you might be familiar. This is the Dutch physician Eindhoven who invented the first machine to record the electrical activities of the heart, and he was awarded Nobel Prize for that. And this picture shows the comparison machine he made. Basically, electrocardiographic machine is a modified galvanometer. A galvanometer has got a positive pole and a negative pole. As you know, galvanometer has got a positive pole and a negative pole. The positive pole is considered as the recording or the exploring electrode. When current goes towards the positive pole, that is, suppose the current is going towards the positive pole like this will produce a deflection which is positive. In electrocardiogram, upward deflection is called positive and downward deflection is called negative. When the current goes away from the positive pole, this will produce a negative deflection. This is how the electrocardiogram is recorded. And as I have already mentioned, the machine is electrocardiograph and the recording is electrocardiogram, ECG. In some places it is called EKG. So both are same. And the newer machines, with pressing of the buttons, you can change the arrangements in the machine. Electrocardiogram is the graphical record of the electrical activity of the heart. And this is recorded from the surface of the patient using certain connections. They are called the lead systems. When these connections are attached to the limbs, they are called limb leads. Attached to the chest, as shown here, it is called chest leads. Details will be discussed in next session. And let us see how this electrical activity occurs in the heart. The cardiac muscle, otherwise called myocardium, contains two sets of cells. One is the contractile part, which is a syncytium, and other is the specialized tissues which have got pacemaker capacity. They are otherwise called the conducting system. So the conducting system starts at the SA node. So SA node is actually the pacemaker of the heart. It has got an intrinsic capacity to produce impulses, and SA node produces the rate is higher, around 60 to 80 per minute. And so the subsidiary pacemakers are not functional. The impulses formed by the SA node are transmitted by three specialized systems: an anterior pathway, a middle pathway, and a posterior pathway. The anterior is called the Bachmann's bundle. Middle is the Wengi-Bach bundle, and the posterior is the bundle of Thorel. One important aspect of the Bachmann's bundle is this transmits impulse not only to the AV node but also to the left atrium. You can see the bundle is going to the left atrium. So almost simultaneously right atrium and left atrium is contracting. And you should understand that the activation of the atria occurs first. This activation is by the action potential that is generated due to the impulses from the SA node. So SA node produces the action potential that is passed over to atria and also to the AV node via these special bundles. The contraction of the atria occurs first, followed by that of the ventricles. Even though we understand that the heart is a syncytium, but to be remembered, atria is insulated from ventricles by the fibrous tissue, and the only place where the impulse can pass down is the AV node. So from the atria, the impulse cannot reach the ventricles except through the AV node. There is a delay of the impulses in the AV node. From there, the impulse reaches the bundle of His, which divides into the right bundle, left bundle, and then this is the right bundle, this is the left bundle. The left bundle divides into an anterior one branch and a posterior one and forms the Purkinje system, divides and arborizes and forms the Purkinje system. The Purkinje system is on the endocardial surface. From the endocardium to the epicardium, the impulses are going. And the point to be remembered is that it is not the passing of the impulses through the conducting system that produces the electrical activity, but it is the action potential generated due to this. The sum total of the action potentials of the cardiac myocardium is recorded as the electrocardiogram. So that is point number one you should remember. And you can see the various aspects in this picture. Again, you can see this is the SA node. The SA node is situated on the superior part, on the outer surface of the, but towards the epicardium, at the junction of the superior vena cava and the right atrium. And here you can see the AV node, and you can see the bundle of his branches and the divisions. Hope this is clear to you. The cardiac action potential that is produced in the thorax is transmitted. The fluid is a good conductor of the electrical activity, and the chest acts as a volume conductor. The body acts as a volume conductor, and from different parts the electrical impulses can be recorded. That is how the ECG is taken. And as I have already told, the sum total of the electrical activity produced due to the action potential forms the electrocardiogram. This is the electrocardiogram. Hope the point is clear. Now we look into how the surface recording or the electrocardiogram look like and how it is formed. When there is no electrical activity, you will get a line that is called it is isoelectric. There is no electrical activity is going on. So whenever there is no electrical activity, there is no recording. So when the atria is depolarized or atria are depolarized, that depolarization produces a positive deflection or a current is formed, and that forms what is a P wave. So P wave is due to atrial depolarization. And after some time, with a delay in the AV node, it reaches the ventricle, and the ventricular depolarization produces the wave called the QRS complex. So what is a QRS complex? The QRS complex, the first deflection or the initial deflection, if negative, is called Q. So that is a Q wave. Positive deflection, the first positive deflection is called the R wave. The negative deflection occurring after the R is called the S wave. So this is how the waves are. Details of the nomenclature we can discuss at a later time. So the QRS, you should remember, is QRS complex is due to depolarization of the ventricular myocardium. Right ventricle, left ventricle, the sum total is recorded. Then again there is no electrical activity. After some time, this ventricular myocardium repolarizes. Repolarization of the ventricular myocardium produces a wave, that is a T wave. Usually it follows the direction of the QRS complex. The QRS is positive, the T wave will also be positive in that recording. And the T wave is said to be due to the repolarization of the myocardium, and sometimes we can get a positive wave or a wave after the T called the U wave due to repolarization of this conducting system. So that is, these are the waves of the normal electrocardiogram, and I have discussed the production or the mechanism how it is formed. This is little more detail. Few things that in addition to this you should understand. One, I have already mentioned, this is the P wave produced due to the atrial depolarization. The QRS complex due to the ventricular depolarization, the T wave due to the ventricular repolarization, and sometimes a U wave. So these are the waves you should remember. Two segments you should remember. Segments are always isoelectric. When you say line segment, the segment doesn't contain any waves. That is what is called the isoelectric. One isoelectric segment of clinical importance is the ST segment. ST segment doesn't contain a wave. It is isoelectric, no electrical activity. It begins at the end of the S wave up to the beginning of the T wave, that is ST segment. It is important because it is in this region you will be looking for findings of myocardial infarction. When somebody comes with acute chest pain, you want to know whether there is an ST segment elevation myocardial infarction. Some injury has occurred to myocardium, you detect by looking into the ST segment. That is very important. Then there is one more segment. This is not much clinically useful. You should know the PQ or PR segment. Again, PR segment is isoelectric. Two intervals you should remember. One is the PR interval. The PR interval, as I already told, it contains a wave, the P wave. It starts from the beginning of the P wave to the beginning of the QRS complex. So let us see what all things happen during this period. So the impulse originates in the SA node, which cannot produce any electrical activity in the recording. It reaches the AV node, so there is a delay in the AV node. Then the impulse passes through the interventricular septum. It activates the septum. At that time you get the Q wave. So the PR interval is starting depolarization of the atria. There is a delay in the AV node followed by the activation. So this much time is what is called the PR interval. PR interval is very important. You have to look for in all electrocardiograms what is the PR interval and the duration. Another interval is the QT interval, that is from the beginning of the Q wave to the beginning of the to the end of the T wave. That is the QT interval. So two intervals, PR interval and QT interval. The time, duration, etc. we will study in the next session. So in summary, today what we have learned, let us recollect. We said about the conducting system, that is starting the SA node, the atria, the three bundles that is going through the atria to the AV node. The bundle of His divides into right bundle, left bundle, the Purkinje system, and activation of the ventricles. We said about the concept of the volume conductor, that is electrical activity in the heart is transmitted from the chest in different directions. As if when you are throwing a stone into the pond, waves of ripples pass in different directions. Electrical activity is also spreading like that, and that is recorded from different parts of the body. We said about the basics of generation for the P, Q, R, S and T waves, and also said about the two intervals, that is a PR interval and a QT interval. and two segments, the ST segment and the PQ segment. And by this we end the session, and the next session, the module 2, will go into the lead systems. Thank you. Hope you have enjoyed the class.